Today let us see some assertion-reason questions. Our topic today is trigonometric ratios. So what is the assertion statement here? We have to prove that the product of these 180 numbers is 0. Now what are these numbers? These are the cosine values of angles starting from 1 degree all the way up to 180 degrees. Now what I have done here is I have written down two terms in the beginning, 2 at the end, and how will you find out what comes in the middle? Just do 180 by 2. So that will tell you what comes in the middle, but it is not 90 degrees. Don't write 90 degrees. We are dealing with the cosine of the angle. So it is cos 90 degrees. Now you have to find the product of all of these numbers. You have no idea what each individual value is. But then what do you know? Cos 90 degrees is 0. So it does not matter what the other values are, all of their product will be 0. If it is defined for all the numbers and one of them is 0, that means what? Their product is 0. So we have found out that the assertion is correct. But then this is not the reason. The statement that you see here is not the reason. What is the real reason? The reason is that cos 90 is 0. Now we move on to the next statement. What do you see here? Again, it is a product of 89 numbers. Did you see that? We stopped at 89. We did not go all the way to 90. Why is that? Because tan 90 is sin 90 by cos 90. This is how it looks like. Any fraction with the denominator 0 is not defined. It tends to infinity. So that is why we did not take this into consideration. So now to solve this question, you would need this information. What is it all about? If you have two angles which are complementary, or in other words, two angles which look like this, you add them and you will get 90. So if you have two such angles, then the sine of one is the cos of another, secant of one is the cosecant of another, tan of one is the cot of another. Now how does that work? Can you tell me some angles which are complementary? 1 and 89 and 2 and 88. If you see all of these numbers, their sum will be what? It will be 90. So if you take any set of complementary angles, so you will get such a relation. The tan of one will be the cot of another, and you can get such a relation. This is what we are going to use to solve this question. Let us see how it works out. So what do we have here? We have the product of 89 numbers. What numbers are they? They are the tangent values of angles starting from 1 all the way to 89. So what I have done here is I have written the first two numbers, the last two numbers, and some numbers in the middle. How do you find out what comes in the middle? 89 is odd, so leave it and go to the next number. 90 divided by 2 is 45. So you don't write 45 here, you write tan 45, because you are not dealing with actual numbers, you are dealing with their tangent values. So your tan 45 will come in the middle. Now next what will we do? We will start grouping numbers, one from the beginning, one from the end together. Why are we doing that? So that we get complementary angles. So you see here 1 and 89, add, you will get 90, 2 and 88, add and you will get 90, and this will go on till you come to 44 and 46. It stops there. Then what do you have? You just have a poor old tan 45 there all alone. So you write it down. Now if you want to see how this concept works, you can write down any number, any odd number. 89 is odd, right? Take any odd number starting from 1. Suppose say I will take 7 numbers. So they will look like this. So I have taken numbers from 1 to 7. What will come in the middle? Your 7 is odd, so add 1 to it. 8 divided by 4 will give you the number in the middle. Then if you take one from the beginning, one from the end, and start adding them, time, you will see that every time you will get the answer 8. Just check it out. 1 plus 7, 2 plus 6, 3 plus 5, every sum will give you 8. That is just what we have done here, but we have written them in the tangent, in the tangent form. So this is what you will get. Now for the next step, what do we have here? We have two complementary angles. And what did we learn about the complementary angles? The tan of one is the cot of another. So change any one. I have taken 89 and changed it to the terms of 1 degree. But you can do whatever. Just make sure you have the same angle here. So this is tan 1 into cot 1. But what do we know? Tan and cot are what? They are the reciprocal of each other. So when you multiply them, you will just get 1. Similarly, change this also to the same angle, this also to the same angle, everything to the same angle, same set of angles. Then what will you get? Everyone, each one of this product is 1. Tan 45 degrees is also 1. So your product is what? It is just 1. So the second statement here that you see, it is true. But what is the reason for it? There are two reasons. One reason is that tan 45 is 0. The other reason is that if you have two complementary angles, the tan of one is the cot of another. Now this question is asked in 3 different forms. That is why I have written down the reason for both of the statements. Some come with just this as the assertion and some random reason. And in some questions you will see this as the assertion, and then you have to find out the correct reason for that. So I have combined all of these questions into one. Now we will move on to the second question.